Hey, good evening. This is the continuation of the Gerald Shea memo. In fact, we're going to cover just two cities here, very short, but I do want to make sure that I go over the entire report with you. It's the Seattle and St. Louis divisions. Now, there weren't very big cells here, but let's get on with it. If it's a short video, it's a short video. I mean, like I said, I want you to read the whole report in full. Now, Seattle Division, there have been no reports of suspicious activities by Israeli art students occurring at DEA facilities or at the residences of any DEA employee under the Seattle Division. However, on December 12th of 2000, Shea Ashkenazi, boy, what a name that is, Israeli, date of birth 11/12/74, Israeli passport number, blah, 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 arrived at the Seattle TAC International Airport via Northwest Airlines, Flight 33 from Tel Aviv, Israel. He was referred for secondary inspection by the INS inspectors. As reported by INS intelligence officer Omar Noonari, Ashkenazi stated he was a former Israeli intelligence officer and was now traveling to enjoy life. He claimed to have been in the United States in April of 2000 when he was involved in a car accident in South Carolina. The purpose of this trip was to finalize the case with his attorney and to receive medical treatment. Ashkenazi volunteered information that a fraud scheme involving Israeli nationals was taking place in the United States. He stated that young male and female Israelis are being recruited in Israel to enter the United States with B1, B2 tourist visas, and he employed as door-to-door salesman of paintings that were shipped to the United States from Israel. He claimed that one of the individuals involved in this is Mikhail and is present in Texas operating his business. Now that's involving Michael Kalmanovic, Mikhail. He stated that Israelis usually operate in Texas, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Washington, and possibly other states. Ashkenazi stated another person involved in this is Gerard, residing at blah, 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 Southeast Kent, Washington, with telephone number, blah, blah, blah. Ashkenazi was admitted into the U.S. following the inspection. Now, this is a very unique case because why would Ashkenazi volunteer this information? Because, look, let's take it from both sides. If he was being truthful about maybe wanting to inform on this operation, what valuable intelligence did he really give? Did he give the reason for this spy operation? No. He just stated that there were cells inside the United States. Not really new information when you consider all the reports from all the various sectors within towns and states that I was reading to you. So this is not new information, nothing revealing. And what information were they collecting? Well, according to Ashkenazi, there was none. I mean, there was no information that he alluded to, maybe because Ashkenazi doesn't know himself. Remember what I said about compartmentalization. So he didn't reveal anything incriminating. He didn't reveal anything that wasn't known to the DEA or to the FBI or to immigration because the reports were coming out all throughout 2000, 2001 that there was a large contingent of Israeli nationals inside the United States operating as Israeli intelligence. Did he talk about the moving companies? No, he only talked about the art student ring. And basically, what information did he give them? Nothing. But at the same time, was this meant as a ploy? In other words, was he trying to show that, he wanted something in return? Yes, he wanted to stay in the United States. Now, when I looked up the name Ashkenazi, this came up. Shea Ashkenazi, device quality combination products at AstraZeneca, who went to Tel Aviv University. And experienced engineering manager with a demonstrated history of working in the pharmaceutical industry, skilled in manufacturing medical devices, engineering, SolidWorks, and quality assurance. Strongest quality assurance professional with a BA in science, Bachelor of Science, founded mechanical engineering at Tel Aviv University. This is the only name that comes up. Ashkenaz, nothing incriminating. St. Louis Division. In early February 2001, GS James Dunn was contacted at his home by a young woman offering to sell original watercolor paintings. The woman was approximately 25 years of age and spoke with a Middle Eastern accent. GS Dunn informed the woman that he was not interested. She left and proceeded to her neighbor's home. G.S. Dunn said this type of incident is uncommon in his neighborhood. Of course, it would be. On March 1st, 2001, a month later, one male, one female purporting to be Israeli art students visited the home of a special agent from the Kansas City District Office. This special agent was TDY in Pittsburgh when this incident occurred. The two subjects made contact with the special agent's wife. The students were described as clean-cut, 22 to 23 years of age, with a slight Middle Eastern appearance. Now, you'll notice another thing that's obvious to everybody watching this series is that all the Israeli students were basically somewhere between the ages of 20 to, say, 25, 26, which is, recruitment age for the military. Not uncommon. What is uncommon is that all of them were basically involved in signals intelligence or with very high positions in the military. That's uncommon. So what the hell was going on here? It's almost like there was a war on there was an operation on two fronts. One that was involving signals intelligence, eavesdropping, right? Collecting of information, and two, military operation. Now, what did that imply? That's a harder question. Now, we could speculate and say, well, if it's involving the 9/11 attacks, and I'm going to be very careful of going there because we have no direct evidence, but we do have smoke. Where there's smoke, there is fire. So they're very close to these hijackers in Florida and in San Diego, as reported by the Gerald Shea Memorandum. Now, were they involved at some level in making sure that the Al-Qaeda affiliates were staying true to the operation? Was there a mole in the operation? That would involve the military. Wouldn't so much involve signals intelligence. I mean, it could be a combination of both. But remember, to play your cards straight, there's no evidence, there's no evidence. End of story. But I think that there might be. And this memorandum, while it's important to read to you because it's not read by anybody. And I think that when you read this report, you'll basically come to the conclusion that Israeli intelligence involving military and signals intelligence had to have known something. They wouldn't send 200 operatives inside the United States that were working as Israeli art students, moving companies, and being in close proximity to the 9/11 hijack. I'm sorry, this is not a coincidence, in my opinion. And like I said in previous videos, the only thing missing here are specifics. And maybe this is the reason why the FBI, under orders from the State Department, with influence from Israelis inside the United States, like a Dov Zakheim, like an Alan Dershowitz, that were involved with the release of all of these operatives, deported back to Israel. So this way, we won't know what they collected. You think they're going to come back to the United States and say, hey, listen, we collected this information, which that would imply that the Israelis were involved at some level with pre-intelligence and foreknowledge, maybe worse, that they were intimately involved right up until the day of the attacks. And if the U.S. public ever found that out, there would be an enormous pressure from inside the United States to basically pressure the State Department into making a decision of whether the Israeli government is worthy of being an ally to the United States. But like I said, please don't be like, previous 9/11 truthers, the irresponsible ones, the fringe conspiracy theorists, and automatically implicate Israel because you hate the Zionists or that you have a disposition toward Jews. We need to have rational, cognitive thinkers for the future. If we're going to hold people accountable, it's the only way. It's the only way. And I want to, I'm not, I'm nobody special. Okay. I'm just a common person reporting as is. Because previous truthers didn't do that. They were in a rush to blame somebody. When the special agent returned on March 5th, 2001, he canvassed his neighborhood and found that the students had contacted some of his neighbors. One neighbor told the agent that the students claimed they were from the University of Jerusalem. None of the special agent's neighbors are in the law enforcement field. On Wednesday, April 4, 2001, an Israeli male subject entered the public lobby of the building housing the St. Louis Division office carrying a portfolio of paintings. A DA employee happened to be passing through the lobby at the time and asked the subject where he was going. The subject was uncertain and was told to leave the premises. The employee then informed ASAC 3 of the situation, and several agents were sent to interview the subject. During the interview, the subject was identified as Or Alorai. Now, when I looked this name up, nothing came up. Nothing doesn't mean anything. It just means that there is no public information regarding this name. Now, this name does exist because right here we have date of birth, 8/8/78, Israeli passport, blah, 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 and Israeli driver's license. It just means that this guy is really not a public figure. There's nothing out there that that could lead him to a trail, for whatever reason. The agents also obtained flight information from Elroy, indicating that he flew into St. Louis on March 28, 2001 on Lufthansa Airlines. I'm saying that wrong because my New York accent. Lufthansa, right? Don't hold me to it. Airlines flight number LH691. A small piece of paper in Elroy's wallet had a handwritten telephone number of 214-882-5196. Note, this is one of the Nextel telephones obtained by Michael Kalmanovic. This is a big name, and he's located in Texas. He's one of the main leaders, main unit leaders of the Israeli art student ring. Elroy was very nervous and gave several conflicting statements about showing the artwork but not selling it. Elroy was advised not to solicit the building and sent on his way. Elroy was subsequently arrested by INS, and what that usually means, deportation, right? After a certain amount of time. There you have it. Interesting set of circumstances. Nothing too nefarious here, but like I said, it's important to note that you read everything to make sure that, there could be something there that I'm not seeing. Maybe you're seeing. Please let me know in the comments. But that's the end of this video. See you in future videos. We are basically almost near the end of the report, although there are some cities and intelligence units that I still have to go over, and I'm going to go over with you and be meticulous in reporting as well and informing you, because that's how we'll grow as a movement to make real change in the future. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.